Amelia gripped the steering wheel, her knuckles white. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the road. Black Hollow, her destination, loomed closer. A shiver ran down her spine. The town was shrouded in an unnatural darkness. Black Hollow held the key to her brother's death. Tom had been researching an ancient cult, whispering of rituals and sacrifices. He had stumbled upon something dark, something dangerous. Now, Amelia was following his trail. She had to know the truth, no matter the cost. As she crossed the town border, a sign rattled in the wind. "Welcome to Black Hollow. Turn back while you can," Amelia pressed on. It was too late to turn back. The GPS had died miles back, leaving Amelia with a crumpled map, Tom's map. It was marked with strange symbols leading to a circled point in the heart of town. The roads twisted and turned, each one seemingly identical to the last. The houses stood empty, windows like vacant eyes. A low fog rolled in, clinging to the ground like a living thing. Amelia's heart pounded in her chest. She felt a presence here, something unseen but watching. The air grew heavy, thick with anticipation and dread. She had to find the inn, Tom's last known location. The silence in Black Hollow was deafening. No birds sang, no dogs barked. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath, as if afraid to disturb whatever slumbered here. The town felt abandoned, yet Amelia couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. Every shadow seemed to writhe, every rustle of leaves sounded like footsteps. She gripped the steering wheel tighter, her knuckles aching. The map led her deeper into the town's heart, towards the circled point. The inn was close, but so was something else, something sinister. The inn materialized from the fog, a towering silhouette against the dying light. The sign creaked above the entrance, its faded letters barely visible. The Raven's Roost. Amelia parked the car, the engine sputtering into silence. The silence seemed to amplify, pressing in on her. She stepped out of the car, her hand instinctively reaching for the silver pendant Tom had given her. Protection, she hoped. The inn loomed above her, its windows dark and lifeless. Taking a deep breath, Amelia approached the entrance. The heavy wooden door groaned as she pushed it open. Section 5. The Innkeeper's Gaze. The air inside was thick with the scent of dust and decay. A single oil lamp flickered on a counter, casting long shadows across the room. Behind the counter stood a figure shrouded in darkness. The Innkeeper. He was an old man, his face etched with countless wrinkles. His eyes, however, were young and sharp, like those of a bird of prey. They followed Amelia's every move, piercing the darkness. "You're here," he rasped, his voice dry as autumn leaves. "We've been expecting you." Amelia's breath caught in her throat. How did he know? Section 6. Whispers from the Past. Amelia swallowed, forcing a calmness she didn't feel. "I'm looking for a room," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "And information about my brother Tom." The innkeeper's lips curled into a knowing smile. "Your brother is gone," he said, his voice a low murmur. He delved too deep into things better left undisturbed. Amelia's heart sank. She had known the truth deep down, but hearing it spoken aloud was a different kind of pain. "What happened to him?" she pressed, her voice trembling slightly. The innkeeper leaned forward, his gaze unwavering. "This town," he whispered, "holds secrets best left buried." Section 7. A Room of Shadows. The innkeeper led Amelia up a creaking staircase, his footsteps echoing in the silence. The hallway was dark, lit only by a single flickering candle at the far end. The shadows danced and swayed, twisting into grotesque shapes. He stopped at the last door on the left, the number 13 barely visible on the tarnished brass plate. "Your room," he croaked, handing her a heavy iron key. "Sleep well." As soon as he turned away, Amelia felt a chill run down her spine. The air in the hallway felt heavy, oppressive. She was being watched. Section 8. The Eye of the Crow. Amelia entered the room, her hand trembling as she fumbled for the light switch. Nothing. Of course. She sighed, retrieving a flashlight from her bag. The beam cut through the darkness, revealing a dusty room frozen in time. A four-poster bed dominated the space, its heavy curtains draped like a shroud. A single window looked out onto the town, its glass clouded with grime. And on the bedside table, a single object caught Amelia's eye. A crow's skull, its empty socket staring back at her with an unnerving intensity. Amelia shuddered. There was something deeply unsettling about this room, something that sent shivers down her spine. Section 9. The Weight of Secrets. Amelia set her bag down on the floor, her gaze drawn back to the crow's skull. It felt like more than just a morbid decoration. It felt like a warning. The silence of the inn pressed in on her, amplifying every creak and groan of the old building. She retrieved Tom's journal from her bag, its worn leather cover familiar and comforting. Opening it, she scanned the pages, his frantic scribblings filling each one. He had been close to something big, something terrifying. And now, Amelia was determined to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. Black Hollow held its secrets close, but she would pry them loose, even if it killed her. On Section 10, The Black Hollow Ritual. As Amelia delved deeper into Tom's journal, a chilling realization began to dawn. Tom had uncovered evidence of a dark ritual, practiced in secret for centuries within Black Hollow. The townspeople were not just complicit, they were participants. The ritual, Tom believed, was the key to summoning a powerful entity, a being of immense power and darkness. And the crow, according to local folklore, was its harbinger. Amelia shivered. The crow's skull on the bedside table suddenly seemed even more ominous. She had stumbled into something far more dangerous than she could have ever imagined. Section 11. The Descent Begins. Amelia closed the journal, her heart pounding in her chest. The weight of Tom's discovery pressed down on her, threatening to crush her. She had to get out of this room, out of this town. But something held her back. A need for answers, a thirst for justice, and perhaps a morbid curiosity about the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of Black Hollow. Taking a deep breath, Amelia tucked the journal back into her bag. She would face her fears. She would uncover the truth, even if it meant descending into the heart of darkness itself. The descent had begun.